No films or TV or series are scheduled to start filming in the United States past May based on the looming strike. Hi, thanks for joining me today. I'm Sherilyn. Grab your tea. We have some things to go over. Like I said, no films or series are scheduled to start in the United States past May in anticipation of a strike. I've got a few thoughts. I am doubling down. Use this code, get yourself a free exhibits pass, and get your little tukas out to Las Vegas for the NAB Show. Go to the Creator Lab in the South Hall Upper. What more do I need to say? YouTubers, come to NAB. Filmmakers, come to NAB. I'll be there. Come meet me. And you know why? Because of this very statement that I just read. The IATSE are back into talks. They have contracts up through July 2024. That's just a few short months away. Many of film creatives still haven't got back to full-time work. Ouch. What's an industry to do? I'm going to say this. Get your tea. My strong opinion, my Sherilinian, is that what Napster did to music, I think we're about to have something very similar happen to film and television. Napster did to traditional music and brought on streaming. We have streaming now. The challenge isn't that it's being streamed. The challenge is the pay division and how things are being bought and sold and people are getting caught in a mix. I got my laptop with me and I'm reading from Deadline, which is let me know in the comments. Oh, speaking, before you comment, would you subscribe and ding the bell, please? Thanks. And stay tuned on this journey with me because it's bumpy. Like Betty Davis said, fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night. We're in for a bumpy ride. I really think, I've said it before, we are on a tectonic shift in entertainment and a renaissance for how things are made and distributed. Back to the trades. I love Deadline. You can read Variety, you can read Hollywood Reporter, but here's what's happening. I'm reading from Deadline and I'll put this in the description so you can read it too. Back at the bargaining table with the studios this week after several days of caucusing, IATSE on Tuesday laid out plans for the next phase of talks as a contract expiration date inched closer for a tense Hollywood. Yeah, I'd be tense too if it was my everyday bread and butter. Those who work on a studio lot in Burbank, you're out at Warner Brothers, you're at Disney, you're at Burbank Studios, which does a lot of television, a lot of game shows. They might be going to work nervous, not knowing, is this my last day? You know you have till July, but anything could happen. Here's the thing. If you have a regular 9-to-5 job, I understand if you're of the opinion, oh, these people have dream jobs. Actually, somebody in the comments on this article said something, and I agree with this. He's a scenic painter. He or she is a scenic painter. And they said, I make less than a house painter. I just happen to love the work. So that person can probably do a lateral move and go from painting scenes to, sometimes when you're looking at a film, that backdrop, this is where AI comes in again. Up until now, it's been hand painted. Somebody builds the set literally on Disney's lot, on Warner Brothers lot. You can walk in there and they have an entire warehouse of people who are just like cutting wood, hammering, building sets, and how the front is an entire living room or kitchen or office space. And on the back, there's wiring and grips. That painter who paints the front and makes it look the way it looks on scene in the camera, that person can probably go from, I love my job, I work on set, I have really long hours for low pay with no benefits, or very meager benefits, or very hard to qualify for benefits. That person can go and paint houses. The costume department, they can probably switch into personal shoppers at Nordstrom. The hair and makeup can find other jobs. There is a point where a person chooses, I want to work this craft in this industry because I'm passionate about it, because I love it. I get it. So with that, boop, that's just a pin for you. Let's continue on with the article. The quote is, quote, following a caucus week, negotiations between the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, IATSE, and the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, the AMPTP, resumed Monday, with talks entering a new phase where each of IATSE's 13 West Coast studio locals, the WCSL, individually negotiate their locals' craft specific issues with the studios. End quote, from Matt Loeb led union said today in its first official missive since talks started up. This phase of the process is expected to last from March 18th to April 26th. Boop, put another pin in it. Come to NAB, come to the Creator Lab, come ready to put your Napster thinking cap on. And how can we switch the narrative? How can we recreate, redo this? I'm telling you, I think we're at the Renaissance level of seeing how this is going to be redone. I just really want to put a pin in. I know it's frustrating to be someone who works in the industry and you love it. And even though it has very long hours, when you break it down hourly, when you are on location work, a lot of times, and there is a streamer I know of, no names mentioned, who doesn't pay for talent to travel. Like, unless you're the super A list, anybody who's on the A-, B, C, or D list, you travel yourself. Meaning if you are going to be shooting in Salt Lake City, you're going to be shooting in New Mexico, you're shooting in Georgia, they don't pay for the travel. And your hotel is up to you, and that is where you're trying to pack 4 people into a room so everybody gets a corner to sleep on, a place to shower, and make it to work because you love the work. I digress. The current IATSE contract expires on July 31st, with strike-exhausted executives and cautiously optimistic union brass aware of the very real possibility of another summer of labor actions if talks blow up. The initial negotiations have been low-key, but fairly productive. After that first week of talks that kicked off March 4th with IATSE, the Hollywood Teamsters and other craft guilds discussing health and pension benefits, the now formalized strategy is that 2 locals will negotiate simultaneously at any given time, meaning the electricians, the wardrobes, you name it, all the different departments to go. On Monday, March 18th, IATSE Local 600 and the Art Director Guild, that's the Local 800, began their individual negotiations with the studio. IATSE added the Motion Picture Editors Guild and IATSE Local 729 are expected to begin their negotiations with the AMPTP later in the week. More local pairings are anticipated to be announced in the coming days. Okay, I'm going to stop there. I will put a link in the description so that you can just read it for yourself. And why? I know that YouTubers I've got 2 points here: VidCon and YouTubers and NAB. Traditionally, YouTubers go to VidCon. And I strongly think with Mr. Beast doing the Amazon Prime Beast Games show, I think that there could be rumblings and a reactivation, possibly, of something similar to AVD, because Lily Singh went straight to network, and I'm very happy for her. Yet I would say, I don't have the exact Nielsen ratings in front of me, though I would guess less than 30% people even watch network television anymore. And I bet if they do watch it, I'm thinking 3 out of 10 households watch network television. And if they do watch it, I'm going to bet 2 of those households watch it on the streaming app. Like, you don't watch Channel 12 News, which in Arizona is NBC. You watch Peacock streaming through your Amazon Prime. Personal opinion, don't have Nielsen rating fact on that. Going somewhere with this. YouTubers, I strongly encourage you. You're very creative. You're very talented. You run the camera. You do the editing. You write the script. You use YouTube for distribution. What would happen if you showed up at NAB Creator Lab and bring all of that and put it in the pot and mix around and meet somebody else? If it was me, I would love to see more collaborations. More this channel with this channel. Do you remember, this is dating myself, there used to be on network television where they would take the network TV stars and make them learn circus acts, or they had like a game wars where it was the soap operas against the primetime shows, and they competed in like tug of war, relay race, whatever. I would love to see more of that. The beauty bloggers versus the gamers. And right now you're like, oh, but there's a TV show like that that pairs them like in romances. No, I'm talking about, I just want to see those little skinny gamers against those beautiful beauty bloggers, and you guys do tug of war. I would love to see that. And here's where I'm going. It's different. The synergy is different when you're in person. Come to Creator Lab. I'll be there. Now, I'll have links below for the free exhibits pass. And let me Sunset Bay. Remember Moira? She gives a Sunset Bay slap. Get this pass now. Please register now. You go to nabshow.com, click register, boop, 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 create a profile. And it's long. It's like 3 or 4 pages long. I just want to prepare you. And it's asking a lot of industry questions like, what do you do? Who does the buying? Who makes the final decision? Blah, blah, blah. What are you most interested in? Do you really want to learn about broadcast channel connectors? Make a profile, and then at the end, when it goes to cart and you put in exhibits pass and it says $169, there will be a tiny box for coupon code. Put in these codes that are below in the descriptions so that you get this free pass and you go Creator Lab, South Hall Upper. And by the way, Casey Neistat, Wednesday morning, I'm there for that. And then the other reason why you go is because the show floor is just full. There's so many things going on. It's one of my favorite shows, and I just would love to see you there. Love to meet you there. This got long. I'm going to go. Please read deadline. Please stay on top of the IATSE and possible strike. Because you know what? Bottom line, last year's strike affected this year of what's being available to watch. If we have another strike, it's just compounding. But you know what we could use? We could use some great collaboration, some excellent content produced, ready to be grabbed up by distributors. Speaking of distributor, have you followed and subscribed and ding the bell? I have a dear friend coming on next week. He is a master legacy distribution expert. And I'm so delighted to share him with you. But that's next week. Right now, please, thank you for watching. I saw the time. I'm trying to be short. Do yourself a favor. Come to NAB. Come to Creator Lab. Get a free exhibits pass. Enjoy yourself. Like I talked about, travel yourself. If 4 of you split a hotel room, it'll be relatively affordable. And I think you can write the travel off on your taxes, and 2, I think you'll really enjoy it. I think you're going to make powerful connections. I think you're going to level up your channel, your creativity, your skills. Anything could happen. It's Las Vegas. Anything could happen. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for staying tuned. Please let me know in the comments what's important to you around the strike as a creator. What's important to you? And on that happy note, I'm Cheryl Lynn. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and I hope to see you at NAB.